Hey guys, welcome back to Planet JeJuDa, and it is a Reddit Reacts video today. Not exactly sure if I'm going to do stories or am I the a-hole or what, but I will be keying in crochet or knit. Why? Because it's crochet/knit edition. That's why. Anyway, so I will be keying in crochet or knit and adding stories, am I the a-hole, drama, whatever it may be, and find a couple of stories, one crochet related, one knit related, and then of course at the end I'm going to find something cute. This time we are going to do crochet, and I might start looking into fall because, you know, fall's right around the corner. And yeah, with that, grab a cup of something yummy. I've got hot apple cider right now, speaking of fall. And sit back, relax, and let's get into our first story. Alrighty, so I did decide to do Am I the A-hole? I have looked up Am I the A-hole crochet, looked at within the past week, and this was posted a day ago. As of the recording of this, it is Monday, August 18th. It is currently 10:19 p.m., which is another reason why I got hot apple cider. Anyways, so this first story was posted a day ago, so either, well, no, 24 hours ago would have been the 17th. So this was posted on Sunday, the 17th, and the title has me intrigued. Now, I will say, as you can see or already saw, the name of the person who posted this is Unreal Story, right? Yes, Unreal Story. Story spelled S-T-O-R-I-E. So this may not be a true story. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what the story is. Am I the a-hole for sending my sister a quote for baby blankets? I like to crochet and I'm pretty good at it. It helps me calm my nerves and make social gatherings easier to sit through. I have autism, so without it, I can't stay long. Okay, that's understandable. I mean, there's a lot of people that are antisocial, so I can see that. My sister gave birth to twins 5 months ago and loves to travel. She asked me to crochet blankets for both her babies last Friday, but not any blanket, and collection of little squares representing places they've been patched together. Oh, wow. This is a very custom blanket. I assumed she wanted to order a crochet project from me. It was going to be a challenge since I would have to make up the square as I went, and I'm used to crocheting by following patterns, but I was excited nonetheless. Okay, so right, she has to, because her sister likes to travel and wants to have multiple squares made up of the places that they've gone. So yeah, that would definitely take time figuring out. So let's keep going. To do things right and to let my sister now, now that crochet isn't free. Oh, no. There we go. Know that crochet isn't free nor cheap. I made her a quote highlighting all the different things that would result in the eventual price. Oh my gosh. Can I read? Don't answer that. It was very professional. I did refer to her as the client and not as my sister. My autistic brain thought this was a great idea, but after sending it, I soon learned how wrong that was. Okay, so from other stories that I have read, a majority of the people, I'm still reading, but a majority of the people that have commented on similar stories, they all say If someone asks, they're a commission, therefore it costs. If it's a gift that you have chosen to create and just make for them, then obviously they don't need to pay. But if they're asking you for something specific, and especially something that is as detailed as this sounds, it's a commission, therefore you deserve to get paid. And I agree with that. But let's continue on. My sister got real upset that I would quote her like this, that I would charge her for anything other than the yarn, since we're family and I like to crochet. Our mom paints and made her a painting. Her mom-in-law felt and made some blankets. They all did it free of charge, and I'm expected to do the same. Only difference is that I'm out of a job by the end of this month, so any extra income I can get my hands on is very welcome. I'm going to have a chat with my sister about this tomorrow. Some of my friends say it's okay to charge family. Others say I should do it for free because that's what family does. I know my tone of voice in the quote was wrong. Family wants to be treated as such, but am I wrong for quoting her at all? I say no. When someone asks you something specifically, especially something as detailed as that, it is not wrong to quote them, to expect to be compensated, because they're asking you for something specific, and they should understand that it's going to take time. There's a lot of figuring out. There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of yarn to go through. And crocheting isn't cheap. It's not as cheap as people think it is. Yes, there are inexpensive yarn, but when you start adding up all of it, it becomes expensive. And then that's not even including adding what the time is that it takes you to make it. And I don't know, if it's a gift, that's one thing, but if it's being asked for, now, could you do a family discount? Sure. Now, I would for sure expect to have yarn paid for something similar for that, because it is being asked. Sorry, my camera is focusing on something right here. There's a little box and it kind of scared me. I'm not sure what it is. But it's seeing another face as I just spit on myself. Okay. That kind of freaked me out for a second. Anyways, let's get to what Reddit had to say and see if anybody else agrees and thinks not the a-hole. All right, so the first comment is, not the a-hole. It's one thing to volunteer to make someone a present, but quite another to be asked to make an item for free, especially when it's more complicated and time-consuming than what you usually make. Explain to her how much of your time this is going to take, and that you really need to spend your time now on activities that will pay. It's if necessary, add that your time is valuable and you aren't going to be shamed and bullied into giving it away for free. If you want to offer any type of compromise, however, offer to charge only for the extra time over what a very basic blanket would take. But don't think you have to do this. Absolutely. I agree completely. Someone else says, you weren't wrong at all. You're not making a gift. You're making something that she requested, to her specifications. Therefore, she needs to pay you for your time and effort along with the yarn. If she wants a gift, then you get to make all the decisions. There you go. That makes so much sense. You aren't required to improvise yourself by giving her your time for free. She should be supporting you. Her family by paying you for your work. Family helps family, and that's in quotes. Goes both ways, and she's not holding up her end. Exactly. Not the a-hole. I crochet, I design crochet. Blankets are time consuming. Design is time consuming. Yarn is expensive and about to cost more. Don't front the money on yarn right now, because potential tariffs will increase the price. Charge for your time and effort. She's the one being selfish here. Single crochet individual squares of traveled places while designing them. Wow. Personally, I would rather not, and certainly not for free. If you choose to do it, buy some grid paper or print some out instead. Write everything you stitch down. Use as many stitch markers as needed, and a tip, I count my stitches in groups of 20. Good luck. And then someone said, info, had she asked for regular baby blankets, would you charge her? If not, tell her that is what you can afford to make for her, for both materials and time. Okay, right, for a basic baby blanket, I could see that. Someone else said, not the a-hole, the cost of painting and felting, depending on materials, are nowhere near the work and cost of a custom crocheted blanket. Okay, that's true. Could be. Not the a-hole, there's a huge difference between a present and a custom order. Exactly. So as I said, others have clearly said that if it's asked for, it is a commissioned job and therefore should be paid as such. And that box is really creeping me out. I haven't figured out what that is yet. Oh my goodness. It's right there, and I don't know what it is. Ugh, creepy. All right, moving on. Alrighty, so two things. One, I turned on the light brighter in the dining room, and so it was focusing on that, which is literally my yarn. And just because I had the light low, it just wasn't, I couldn't tell what it was, but that's what it was focusing on. And two, we are now looking up knit. I did have to go back to what's transpired within the last month. This one was shared 16 days ago. So as of tomorrow, it'll be 17 days ago. And the title is, Am I the a-hole for accusing my boyfriend of faking his knitting club? And right off the bat, it's big, bold, and red. It says a-hole. So am I going to agree with Reddit and dub thee the a-hole? Or do I have a different point of view? Alrighty. So it says, hi Reddit, per this tag on posting from a throwaway. All right. So let's see. This Oh, so the in real lives that follow me don't see this post. Got it. I, 28 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 32 male, Jax, and in parentheses, fake name, for just over 2 years now. For context, I am a textile / fiber artist, and I met Jax at an arts market. Jax is truly hopeless at all things. Well, that's not very nice to say. All things arts and crafts. Excuse me. There. Hopefully that helps. Which never bothered me, and I've always found endearing. However, Jax is the type of person who needs validation to feel comfortable and encouraged. So he tends to feel insecure about things he can't perfect immediately. Wow. And fiber art is definitely one of those that you cannot perfect immediately. I do what I can to assure him, but around 3 months ago, the constant self-hate from him became too much for me to handle. I sat him down and we talked about the problem so we could come up with a way to build his confidence, which is how the idea of joining a craft club or classes came up. Jax's late grandma was a prolific knitter, so he decided he'd look around to find a knitting club in the area. When he was able to find one, I was very excited to see him working through his struggles in a healthy way, and it turned out he enjoyed attending. He told me that the club consisted of older women who used their hobby to connect with other women their age, but they were happy to have such a handsome and kind young newcomer join. I'd certainly noticed an improvement in our relationship overall. But after a couple months in the club, I noticed his progression a little too quickly. Our anniversary was in June, and as surprise, he gave me a handmade gift, a sweater vest that he'd been secretly working on at the club. I loved it so much. It was a sweet gesture, and he knows I adore handmade gifts. However, the more I wore it, the more I started questioning knitting. Knitting is a labor of love, and finishing pieces can take a long time, even for an experienced artist. A vest like the one Jax made would likely take a couple weeks. Okay. If not more for a beginner, especially when the work was so clean. I haven't seen him knitting at home, and the club only meets weekly. So realistically, he may have only had 4 or 5 sessions to work on it. Okay, just because you don't see him doing it doesn't mean that he's not doing it elsewhere. I just couldn't shake the feeling that he was lying about the gift and the knitting club in general. I have never met any of the women who are supposedly in this group, and while they alternate who host their meetings, Jax has never offered up our apartment, claiming he was too nervous to work around me. Well, I can understand that. While the vest is a thoughtful gift, handmade or not, lying in a relationship is a real red flag for me, which is what had me upset. I decided to talk to Jax about my worries. The conversation quickly became defensive, and he was angry at me for being unappreciative of all the time and effort he'd spent on making something for me. I can understand that. He also mentioned how knitting wasn't even something that he liked, and rather it was the happiness that it brought to our relationship that motivated him to continue. After struggling to come to a conclusion, our fight ended on uncomfy terms. Am I the a-hole for starting this? Well, yes. I mean, you could have gone about it a different way. Oh, gosh. So one of the first comments is, yes, the a-hole, what is even the benefit there? Instead, appreciating the time and effort, you concluded that not only was he lying about the sweater, but that he'd invented the whole club. Right? Okay, so yes, absolutely. Let's see. Is there any... There's a whole rant here. I'm trying to skip because it's like a really long segment. Someone else said, yes, the a-hole, you seem very critical of your boyfriend, talking about how bad he is at all crafts. Now, that I did say, yes. Who wouldn't be insecure being surrounded by that attitude? You got a gift and very quickly jumped to this is, and very quickly jumped to, and in quotes, this is too good, so clearly you didn't make it. Got it. Let's see, that's another really long one. Someone's like, people saying not the a-hole are insane. I really haven't seen not the a-hole. Oh, speaking of not the a-hole, someone said not the a-hole, and honestly, anyone who is saying that you are clearly has never knitted or tried to learn a craft that he is claiming to have done. Something basically impossible and acting shady all around the edges of it too. And then getting angry when you dare to question it. If he had really turned out to be some kind of speed knitting savant, he would realize it and not find your line of questioning so odd. He is clearly hiding something. So there we go. That's a totally different... Yes, the a-hole, Jax. If you're reading this, bail. Okay. Not the a-hole. I think everyone claiming you are in the wrong does not understand how much time and practice goes into textile arts. You are not ungrateful of the gift. You are rightfully suspicious of what appears to be an obvious lie. What else is he lying about? Additionally, why does he feel the need to be competitive with you? Why are you not allowed to be good at and enjoy your own craft? Your boyfriend sounds like he had a crappy attitude in general, in my opinion. Okay. So it kind of goes both ways. Someone said, nah, if he isn't lying, starting the fight by claiming communicating a worry is safe and reasonable in your loving relationship. Maybe there are ways he would be willing to assuage your fears, like take a picture of the workspace, if not necessarily the people of the club. He could volunteer to host and get to meet the people, or you get to meet the people, but then leave so that he is not worried or nervous knitting with you around. What you need to decide if he is lying is it just a red flag or a deal breaker? If if you lied because he wanted to impress you, or if you lied because he wanted to impress you and make it so you aren't dealing with the constant insecurities, can you accept that? Okay. Someone else, not the a-hole. Even if the club does exist, it's weird that he was able to make a vest so quickly. And even if somehow or someone helped him, it's kind of a lie not mentioning that he got help. Interesting. And he's also a bit weird about not even wanting you to see a picture or anything. I can understand not wanting to host, but that does seem weird. Maybe you should talk about joining too, or at least look it up online to see if there actually exists a club. Also, update, please. I'm curious now. Someone else, simply, yes, the a-hole. What the F? Yeah, not the a-hole. He's pulling the wool over your eyes. Okay. There's continuous. That was it. All right. So it goes, it said the a-hole, but it goes both ways. And I can totally see that. Saying how he's not good at anything, that's kind of a jerk move. But I can understand if he did something so quickly and he's just learning how to do it. How did he, it's like, how is he a prodigy? Or is he a prodigy? And why can't he show you? Oh, wait, because he's nervous. Is he nervous because he's really lying and not really doing it? I don't know. That's kind of curious. But alrighty. So that was story number 2. Now we're on to something cute. And like I said, it's going to be crochet. And I definitely think I might go into something fall. Because that's my mood. Alrighty, so I typed in cute fall crochet and I found these adorable little coasters that were crocheted pumpkins that they turned into coasters, and that does look absolutely adorable. That's so cute. And let's see. I will say one of the first comments is that this post was flagged for potential AI. After researching the image and user, we have found it is not AI, but digital photography with some enhancements. So there you go. But I am looking to see if there is a pattern. First comment is, these are so cute. I would 100% buy these if you sold them. The post, the OP said, thank you so much for your kind words. These, please consider visiting my profile for more details. Someone else has agreed. They're adorable. I would buy these. Very cute. So cute. What pattern did you use? And it looks like there was a comment added, but it was deleted. Just so cute. Oh, love them. Let's see. Anything else? Those are amazing. Did you use a pattern? I would love to try and make them. Good job. And then they edited, just realized I already follow you on Insta. Going to check out your channel too. So this person has an Instagram and sounds like possibly a YouTube channel, which if I find it, I will link it in the description box below. So there we go. I'm going to go to her. I say her, but I'm going to go to their channel and see if I can. Well, maybe it says they haven't posted anything. So maybe she hasn't, or they have not posted anything specific. on their Reddit page, but they do post on other things. Because this one was classified as autumn. Oh, and by the way, it is from 3 days ago, so technically 4 days ago as of the posting of this, the uploading of this. So I will see if I can find their Instagram as well as channel, YouTube channel, and go from there. And if they have a pattern for these adorable coasters or pumpkins, then I will put that also in the description box below. But there you go. We found something cute and fall related. And who knows, if I can find the pattern, I might actually make my own. Because y'all know how I feel about fall and pumpkins. But there we go, guys. I hope you had a really great time. Did you enjoy those stories? Let me know what you thought. And if you did like this video, I would love it if you would hit the like button. And if you'd like to be notified of any and all future uploads, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click all on the notification bell. And with that, remember, gravity works, guys.